Hi, Dan McFarland, your physical therapy assistant and creator of Mobility Max 10-minute home exercise system. So today I want to have a little conversation with you about daily rituals. So we are defined primarily by our daily rituals. We like to think of ourselves in other terms, but when it comes down to it, it's really what we do every day that determines who we are and how we're going to live. For example, let's take 4 things that typically define people. One is their geography, the other is their family, the other is their education, and the other is their body. So if we live someplace and we fail to appreciate the surroundings and we don't go out into the world that's around us where we live, whatever the geography is, if we don't take it in, if we don't look at the sky, if we don't look at the trees and the rivers and the lakes and the land around us, if we don't do that, we don't genuinely have a relationship with that aspect of ourselves. Our geography could be anywhere. It could be Alaska, it could be Florida. If we're just staying inside and we're not having a relationship with our geography on a daily basis, the daily interaction, the daily ritual is what matters. Well, what about our education? Okay, we like to define ourselves by our education. So if a person is let's say, a pastor or a preacher, and that's their education, yet they don't engage in counseling and pastoring and communicating the message of what they learn, can they really call themselves a pastor? No. What if someone is an artist? They're able to paint, they're able to draw, but this isn't something that they do on a regular basis. They don't have the daily ritual of expressing themselves through their education. Then does that really define them? We are defined by our daily rituals. How about our families? Well, certainly a lot of us define ourselves in terms of our families. Our parents, our brothers and sisters, our cousins. That's who we are, right? Well, if we're in touch with those people, if we're talking to them, if we're communicating with them, but if we don't have a relationship with them on a regular basis, if they're not part of our ritual of living, then does our family really define us? Or are they just an obscure aspect of us? So that brings us to our bodies. All of us define ourselves by our bodies. We're very aware of our bodies. We know who we are. We know what we look like. We know how we move. But for the most part, we spend all of our time in the cerebral part of our being, not in the physical part. Do we really have a relationship with our body that helps us to be defined by our body? Our body will define us one way or the other. If we don't take charge, and if we don't have a daily ritual that keeps us in touch with our bodies, then eventually our bodies will decline. And that decline is going to be characterized by pain, by loss of mobility, and by declining quality of life. So all of these things require nurturing and ritual, daily ritual, in order for them to be actually part of ourselves. Wouldn't you like to really be defined? Hopefully you are, by the area that you live in. You go out and you pay attention and you celebrate where you live. Wouldn't you like to be defined by your education, the time and energy that you took to gain that knowledge, that skill, and you're using it on a regular basis? Wouldn't you like to be defined by your family? Well, sometimes there's a few rotten eggs in the bunch, so maybe that won't work. But you know what I mean? We want to be close to our family. But don't you want to be defined by a healthy body that you can count on, that you're proud of? Well, that's why I created the Mobility Max 10-minute home exercise system. It's your daily ritual. It's my daily ritual, and has been for over 10 years. And it has proved to be the most effective, convenient, simple, and fun form of physical maintenance. So if you're not defining yourself by your daily rituals, that's where you truly will find out who you are. I want you to benefit from the 10-minute daily ritual of the Mobility Max 10-minute home exercise system. So you can enjoy your geography, you can enjoy all of your skills and your knowledge, and you can enjoy your family, but it all starts with a healthy, mobile body. So why not get yourself the Mobility Max 10-minute home exercise system and start moving in the 20 fundamental ways that will keep you fit, flexible, and strong for life. Thank you.